Hey guys, Kev here, and I have an unboxing to do for you. So this package here comes from a guy I chatted with on Instagram. His name is Ron, and his Instagram handle is Hank the Third Fan. So it's like Hank, H-A-N-K, and then I, Fan, F-A-N. Pretty sure that's right. It's not Hanky Fan. It's Hank 3 Fan. So anyway, I will link that down below in the description. If you want to go check him out, please do. He's a cool dude, and let's get him some follows, right? So for the unboxing, let's use something that just came in. This is my Jack Wolf Sharpshooter Jack. This is one of 3 of them. This slip is fairly tight on this one. The other one fit much better, and I haven't gotten to the third one yet, but excellent walk and talk. The ergos are just astounding, and I gotta tell you, I wasn't a fan of natural micarta, but on this knife, it's beautiful. And I found out that he actually sourced the micarta, and then he sent it over to the manufacturer. So that makes a big difference than just using whatever they have, you know what I mean? Now, the reason I don't love a clip point is this reason right here. You can't really get down and use that tip, but I mean, it cut in there really well with that belly there. So let's close her up. Love that knife, of course. And we're cutting it close here. So let's pull this stuff out. I think he sent me 2 knives, which is pretty cool. Just pull stuff out. I'm gonna get this ginormous box out of the way. There we go. All right. These are both Hank's personal knives. I believe one of them he just got, and he was like, "I'll send it right over to you." Man, it's really cool when viewers or friends or whoever are willing to do that. I always feel bad, right? Like, you're gonna send it right over after you get it. By the way, the ergos on this thing are astounding. So we have 2 here. Let's start with this guy here. This, I believe, is a Ferrum Forge collab with Glow Rhino. And I'm pretty sure this is called the Lightbringer, but I could be wrong. Got cool stuff here. We got a little card. It's got a flipper on it. I don't know if it's just... Oh, here we go. The Lightbringer bringeth forth the light. Designed for you by Ferrum Forge, professionally illuminated with self-powered tritium. Handles G10, blade steel nitro V. So I can tell you right now, this is probably made by Civivi, or we. Ceramic ball bearing, proudly built in Detroit with Swiss tritium. Wait, proudly built in Detroit? This is an American-made knife? Shit. No, this is Civivi. Get out of here. Hold on. Looks like he put bearings in. Oh, they're 3/16, 1/16? Maybe it is American made. Proudly built. Now, what is that? Built. That's a little shady there, you know. Made and built are different. Does it say China anywhere? If this is made in China, I'm going to be upset because I hate this kind of shit. You're just hiding the fact that it's made in China. It's very China looking, in my opinion. The studs don't look anything like anything I've seen from China, though, or we, so that's true. Centering's dead nuts. That's a we thing. This clip looks just like the ones Civivi uses. That's what is making me question this. And you got T6 Torx back here. Now you got, feels like good detent. My kind of blade shape. You got skiffs in there. So I'll stop hating on the where it's made thing, because it doesn't matter to me. It's just when you don't make it clear, right? But it did say proudly built in Detroit, so I'm the one here having a problem, right? We got a right side tip up clip only. We got a great detent. Ergos, very thin knife. It's very reminiscent of a different Ferrum Forge, kind of like the Dow or the Buck or something. But not titanium. This feels great in the hand, I gotta say. It feels really good. I do wish there was some kind of a choil. It's almost like they wanted to give you a choil here, but they didn't. Like, what is that? What is that? And then the flipper tab is kind of weird. You know, you can, no, you can't. Kind of choke up there. Now, obviously, this is my kind of blade shape right here, right? You can use that tip. You got a nice little pinch grip going on, but the flipper tab is kind of annoying there. Does look cool. You got a liner lock. I mean, this has got China all over it, guys. I'm sorry. Action's not terrible. Now, he did say I could take this apart. It has some lock stick. Hear that? Tension is a little stiff because of the detent, but thumb flick's pretty good. Those studs aren't, let's see. They're okay. Maybe it was just me. That stick is a little annoying. Reverse flick is okay. So, yeah, I got to say that the knife is a little thin and everything for it to be, like, really fun to flick, if that makes sense. The lock bar is really thin. It kind of stabs into your thumb and your nail and stuff. The flipper tab is weird. Why is it like, it reminds me of the Nessie. It just has this odd shape. Now, it's not, like, bad or anything. It's just odd. And then it has a jimping here. So, like, what am I supposed to oddly push button it? Or is it to, like, block as a guard here? I don't know. You can't really, I guess you can push button it, but that doesn't seem right. I don't know. It does feel good, though. Here's some tritium in the back. That's the whole deal here. The whole thing is just to give you that one vial of tritium back there. And some lock stick. Now, that lock stick very well could be because he took it apart and put the skiffs in there. And maybe we'll do a video taking this apart and seeing what we can do about it. Now, it does feel very, oh, God, that freaking lock bar is super stabby. It feels very smooth. It's just not very droppy, if that makes sense. I feel if there's any play. No play. It's a tank. So maybe he just didn't, you know, he tightened it too much maybe. But not a fan of this lock bar in the least. But hey, not every knife is for everybody. It does feel great in hand. It really does have China all over it, guys. I don't know. This built in Detroit thing is kind of getting me here a little bit. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's even got the little Civivi blade marking. Come on. So, what do they put it together in Detroit? They add the tritium? Like, they throw the... So they get the parts and then they throw the tritium backspacer in or something, or they just drop that tritium in there, and that makes it built in Detroit. I could be way off base here, and if that's true, then I'll call myself out. You guys feel free to call me out too. But this just feels China, and we have a card in here that says proudly built in Detroit with Swiss tritium. Am I missing anything? Do I see made in China, built in Detroit? No. So, you know, I'm going to look it up after this, and if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. And I'll add something, but this just doesn't feel American made at all. I do like the knife, though. I like the overall design. I like the shape and everything, the silhouette. I like the ergonomics. I love this blade. I mean, this blade's got to be super slicey. This is definitely Civivi. I mean, the edge, the grind, everything. Just screaming it. The clip, you know. So, I don't know. Weird stuff. I mean, it is a little different than some of their stuff, but it's very similar to the other Ferrum Forge type stuff they've made, right? Look at the screws. I mean, come on. There's no denying this right now. So, we'll see. But anyway, that is the light bringer. Bringeth forth the light. The detent is solid, though. I got to give them that. It's just the handle's a little thin for me to enjoy the thumb flick and everything, you know, and the reverse flick. It's hard to kind of get a good grip, and kind of hurts, honestly, there. So, that's the light bringer. Sorry, I'll stop saying that like an idiot. Next up, this one is supposed to be from Beyond EDC. This one actually clearly says made in China. TM2101. It says Terra Mundi, which I thought this was actually a Beyond EDC knife, so I'm confused already. Still says Terra Mundi. Maybe I'm confusing two guys together. I thought he was sending me the River Wolf from Beyond EDC. Terramundi. And then it says BeyondEDCKnives.com. I don't get when companies do this stuff. But hey, limited edition Terramundi. Like, thank you for... I can't read all this. Terramundi River Wolf TM2101. Serial number 110 of 200. M390 handle. It's got a signature of... Is it John Demko? Okay, John Demko. So it's a mid-tech? I don't know. Why does it say Terramundi, though? Like, what is... So let's just take a look here. This is awesome. So just like if you get a Devo Knives Stout from us, you'll get an extra set of hardware. Now, ours will include the lock bar insert and a detent ball will be in there. The pivot, clip screw, hardware, a clip, bearings, you'll get everything. But this is still good to have in case you have issues. Then you have your obligatory cloth. Let's get into this knife. Let's put all this back together. Sorry, maybe I'm a little rude tonight. I don't know, guys. Sorry. Am I in rare form, as they say? This is the River Wolf, and it is enormous. It's not that big. Like, here's my brown knives. FSD. Okay, yeah, it's big. I mean, this is 3.8 inches, and this is around there. Now, you can definitely see some Demko design language on here. Now, this is John Demko, guys, not Andrew Demko. There's a difference. John Demko is Andrew's brother. Also does a lot of work with Demko knives. Just saying, it's a different guy. Maybe he's into flippers. Demko's more of a studs guy, right? Andrew is. So let's give it a flick. Let me take a look at that pivot. Okay. So as far as I understand, the guy who... Oh, it is a reversible clip? Is it? Looks like it, but... We take that screw out. I don't know. We'll take... Oh, and that locks it in. That's nice. So... The guy who runs Beyond EDC is David's son, I believe is his name. And he worked for Kaiser. I think he worked for Artis. He worked for like all of the Chinese OEMs. And he started his own thing, Beyond EDC. I got to handle some prototypes and stuff at Blade Show last year. I wasn't super impressed with the stuff, to be honest. This was actually there, I think. It's been in the works for a while. I just didn't love anything. You know what I mean? But he was talking about these limited releases. And this was one. There's one from Dylan Mallory. And there's one other one. So, anyway, these are like titanium. But these are expensive, guys. I think these are like... I don't want to speak out of turn. But I think they're like $350, $400 or something like that. Ooh, eesh. You see that detent? Oh, come on. So right out of the gate here, guys, we got an issue. This detent is way too light for a knife that's supposed to be, you know, a work knife. I mean, I don't know. What am I saying? It's just really weak. So let me give it a good old flick. Now, if you're a man about it, if you're not a little girl like LeftyEDC, wata, you can whip it out. Saying you could do that. This is an example of a knife. I was saying this yesterday about the, well, for me yesterday, about the Koenig Knives Arius. This knife is fantastic in terms of ergonomics because they give you a ramp that actually is in a good spot. My hand is wrapped around the handle and my thumb lands right where that ramp is, right? It's comfortable. Now, on this knife, here's a size comparison for you. On this knife, this is the ramp thing, and this is weird. This is where I land. So, like, why do we have this, right? And maybe it's just because of the design you have it, I guess. And you can kind of lock yourself in back here, maybe if you're doing some stabby stuff, maybe. I don't know. But then you have a choil. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that choil. That feels great in the hand. I will say the ergos on this are feeling pretty good. They're feeling pretty good, that's for sure. Let's get this Arius out of here before I do some damage to it. Guest appearance there. Yep, still have it. It's been a day. 2 days. So here's the action, guys. The detent, just break it, and that's what happens. Just break it, and that's what happens, right? For example, here's that brown knife I was telling you. I'll just break the detent. That's a detent, guys. This, I don't know what that is. But if you're a man about it, it does fire out. It's fine. And even if you do it halfway, it's fine. It's just not satisfying, you know. I like the finish on the titanium. It's like a nice kind of roughed up stonewash. Looks cool. Really big clip, but it looks like it's gonna work. It's milled, which is nice. You have some stuff on the blade here. M390 TM2101. I don't know what that last thing says. 110 of 200. And John Demko Designs. And you do have a flat grind. It is fairly thick stock, but it's a fairly tall blade, so it comes down to a pretty thin stock. It says TM right there. Let me back out. Yeah, it feels like it would be super slicey. So let's check it out. So what I was going to say is David's son owns the company or runs Beyond EDC, and apparently he's a partner, which I think means he owns part of the factory that makes them. So they're kind of an OEM, I guess, but not really. I don't know. Yeah, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing right there. Let's get the light bringer. Let's bring it out some light. This is going to be just as good. Honestly, that Demko feels like it's got a little more slice to it than the Bringeth of the Light. You know what I mean? Just for shits and giggles, here's the Jack Wolf with that hollow grind. Oh, she sings, and it sounds like that because of the hollow grind. Same thing on this, but this thing I just can't get the cut right. I think it's me though. Oh, I got it! Yeah, I learned how to cut. So, let's get rid of this paper. Alright, so there is the River Wolf. The River Wolf. These names are hilarious. The Lightbringer and the River Wolf. It's all like Game of Thrones shit. You got a little bit of stick, but I mean, it's like that. It's just a sound. I mean, that's going to be gone instantly. I wouldn't even classify that as stick. The lock bar feels really light. Like really easy to push over, and that's because it has light tension, because it has a light detent. So there you go. That's what happens when you have a light detent. Could be that the insert is a little loose, but I'm not going to mess with that. It's probably not what it is, but I always check that if it's my knife. This is fantastic in the hand, guys. I got to give them credit. This is a really, really comfortable knife. If you're looking for like a 4MAX Scout or whatever, or an 8010, but you want a flipper, and something more premium, I guess, you know, because I'm getting in the weeds here a little bit. But I think this is on par in terms of aesthetics and stuff with Andrew's work. But it's got the flipper tab. It's got a nice choil, just like Andrew does. Really good blade shape. I mean, come on. When it's in my hand, you basically are like, that's a Demko. You know what I mean? And it is. It's a Demko. Just a John Demko. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about these two. The River Wolf and the Lightbringer. I may take this one apart just to see if I can get rid of that lock stick for Ron. Maybe it's the bearing. Sometimes that can happen, or the way you put the pivot back in. Again, I'm 90% sure this is Chinese made, and they're saying it's built in Detroit. I just don't like that kind of shit. This clearly says China, and it's very well made. Like, be proud about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird to me. I do like this knife. I wish it was a little snappier. But if you're deliberate, it's fine. You know what I mean? That's just me being the diva. You know what I mean? So, this one's good, though, on the detent. So, anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Let me know what you think of these in the comments, and catch you later. Peace.